What happens when the symbol of hope, Superman, becomes a threat to everything he once protected? Imagine if Batman, the Dark Knight, transformed into the fearsome Doomsday. Well, in this video is the story of an unstoppable force of destruction. Devastator, the Batman who caused Superman's demise, now faces off against the formidable Lobo. Superman and Wonder Woman have been captured by sinister Barbados, subjecting Clark to agonizing mental torment. Amidst the turmoil, a faint voice echoes in his mind, the voice of Devastator. Devastator has been assigned a crucial mission to seize advanced technology from Superman's fortress, specifically one of the dimensional harmonic devices that the Monitor employed to safeguard reality during the crisis on Infinite Earth. This technology will prove invaluable to the rest of the Dark Knights as they plot their invasion of the DC universe. Earth's champions valiantly attempted to repel Devastator and protect Superman's sanctuary, but they now lie defeated. Firestorm, Flash, and Green Lantern Jessica Cruz sprawl in the snow, either injured or lifeless. The sole remaining figure standing is the interstellar bounty hunter known as Lobo. Even he struggles to withstand the might of Devastator, whom Lobo mockingly refers to as the most hideous, dragon-like Batman he has ever encountered. Yet, Devastator has grown tired of playing games. With a swift motion, he plunges a jagged, rusted knife connecting to a chain into Lobo's abdomen. The hulking creature gazes down at Lobo, wearing a disapproving expression. Lobo faces off against Devastator, who expresses his disdain for Lobo's alliance with a compassionate individual. Devastator swiftly attacks, hurling Lobo through the air like a hammer throw. The world's corruption fuels his mission to eradicate it as he tosses Lobo into the sky, vanishing beyond Earth's atmosphere. Superman hears Devastator's voice again, discussing the blinding nature of hope and the subsequent inability to fight back. Devastator reminisces about the events leading up to his transformation, beginning at the Daily Planet, where reporters buzz with activity. Jimmy Olsen hesitates due to fear, while Lois Lane, aware of the grim situation, maintains her faith in the Justice League and Superman. She encourages Jimmy to uphold Superman's example of strength and perseverance. Bruce Wayne unexpectedly appears before Lois, revealing his monstrous transformation due to the Doomsday virus. Lois, realizing the danger, is told by Bruce that he sought to protect her from Superman. As memories of Devastator Batman's killing of Superman resurface, Devastator reflects on his past as a Batman armed with a kryptonite spear, facing a tragic situation where Superman had gone rogue. The search for answers regarding Superman's transformation becomes a quest driven by the conviction that it should never have been him. Bruce was convinced that there had to be some form of mind control at play. He desperately tried to bring Clark back to his senses, believing that the Superman before him could not be real. Even after losing his arm to a blast of heat vision, Bruce held on to the hope of saving his friend. However, when Clark took his wife's life, their world's Lois Lane, something within Bruce snapped. It no longer mattered why or how Superman had turned against them. Clark had threatened everything they held dear, and Bruce knew he had to stop him. Superman stood triumphantly over the fallen Batman, taunting his defeated foe. He took pleasure in knowing that the rest of the Justice League secretly believed Batman could defeat him in a fair fight. To Superman, it was inconceivable. He could tear Batman apart with a single look, and the slightest touch could shatter every bone in his body. Batman, covered in blood, gazed into the eyes of the man who would bring about their world's downfall. He understood the magnitude of the battle ahead and refused to hold back any longer. Struggling to reach for the kryptonite spear, Batman's efforts were in vain as Superman's heat vision knocked it away. Left with no choice, Batman pressed a button on his utility belt and locked eyes with Superman for the last time. The pain ran deep within Bruce as he witnessed the transformation of the man he once believed in. Determined to protect himself, Bruce had injected himself with a self-engineered Doomsday virus. The virus granted him immense power, enough to defeat the raging Superman. With a mighty punch, Superman was sent hurtling through the air, and Devastator wasted no time. He forcefully drove Superman's head into the ground, displaying his dominance. Catching his breath momentarily, Devastator released a cloud of kryptonite gas, causing Superman to gasp for air. Superman's anguished screams filled the air as the green vapor infiltrated his lungs. The excruciating pain weakened him, stripping away not only his strength, but also his invulnerability. Now vulnerable, a single devastating blow to his chest ended the fight. With Superman defeated, Bruce felt a mix of emotions. Instead of sorrow, anger surged within him. He realized he could have saved everyone from the weakness Superman inflicted upon them. His doomsday virus could have spread, offering immunity against the Man of Steel. Regret washed over him as he realized he had used it too late. The city still stood, but the devastation caused by Superman's rampage was evident. Survivors were scarce, but Devastator discovered an unexpected presence in the shadows. The Batman who laughs. This twisted version of Batman, affected by the same chemicals that had driven the Joker insane, felt a strange kinship with Devastator. Witnessing another Superman fall at the hands of a Batman brought him a sense of dark satisfaction. The familiarity of death was palpable in the air, uniting these two unhinged beings. Devastator and the Batman who laughs, both versions of Bruce Wayne gone astray, shared an eerie resemblance as if they were brothers in darkness. The Batman who laughs presented Devastator with an enticing proposition: a world where Superman was still loved and trusted, where people believed he could save the day against all odds. Devastator's response was swift and resolute. "Take me there." Metropolis was descending into chaos. Rocks jutted out from the ground, cars lay overturned, and panic-stricken citizens fled for their lives. A transformation was underway. People coughed, and their bodies underwent a sinister change, morphing into deadly weapons. Devastators explained that their hearts were closing off, growing stronger, and within minutes, they would possess the power to kill Superman and destroy the entire city. Devastator had been unable to save them in his world, but he believed he could save them here. Lois Lane, bewildered by the unfolding events, questioned what was happening. Devastators revealed they were getting stronger, losing themselves from the world and becoming deadly. Lois vowed to stop him, but it was already too late. The staff of the Daily Planet, including Lois herself, began to succumb to the infection. Lois became Patient Zero, the origin of the outbreak. She hadn't fully transformed into a doomsday creature due to the solar radiation emitted by Superman, but she was changing. Devastator believed this transformation would help her understand that she would become stronger without him, relying on her power rather than Superman's false hope. However, the heroes of Metropolis were not defeated yet. Devastator was knocked back by a blast of heat vision unleashed by Supergirl. Guardian, Superwoman, and Supergirl stood defiantly against the monstrous Devastator. They wore Superman's emblem, symbolizing hope and their duty to carry it forward. Devastator charged forward, prepared to fight all three heroes. Supergirl, eager to join the battle, flew forward while Lois watched, concerned for her safety. But Lois couldn't intervene in the battle. Devoid of superpowers, her mission was to protect the one thing Superman and the heroes couldn't at that moment. She sprinted towards the street, desperately attempting to hail a taxi. Her goal was to reach home. However, upon reaching the driver's seat, it became clear that the taxi driver was already heavily infected by the Doomsday virus. Thinking on her feet, Lois pulled the infected driver out of the vehicle and swiftly jumped into the driver's seat, speeding through the collapsing metropolis. Amidst the crumbling city, Lois managed to reach Kent's apartment near Centennial Park. She struggled momentarily to recall the password Clark had set for their emergency computer systems, finally remembering it to be Beppo, the name of Superman's old pet monkey from Krypton. Inside the apartment, Lois activated the Last Sun protocol to secure the premises. However, the computer rejected her command, indicating that the patio door remained open. Determined, Lois ventured further into the apartment in search of her son, Jonathan Kent, also known as Superboy. John was already in his superhero costume on the balcony, ready to fly off and help Supergirl in her battle against Devastator. John witnessed Supergirl struggle against her infected state through his telescopic vision. Recognizing that the heroes needed his assistance, John was about to act when his mother intervened. Lois firmly grasped John by the ankle, pulling him back onto the balcony. John noticed that his mother appeared different, but before panic could set in, Lois hurriedly explained that his father had built a safe room within the apartment for emergencies. The walls would seal them in, impenetrable even to Superman himself. They would find everything they needed inside the safe room to survive the dire situation. John felt scared as his mother, Lois, pushed him back into the apartment and sealed him inside. He couldn't understand why his mother was acting this way. She seemed frightened and distant, but John held on to the belief that his father, Superman, and the rest of the Justice League would return and save the day. He believed in the power of heroes and a better future. However, Lois knew the harsh reality. The Doomsday virus had robbed her of hope and optimism, leaving her consumed by darkness. Lois tried to reassure John from outside the sealed room, promising to stay and talk to him for as long as possible. But as the transformation took hold of her, John witnessed his mother turning into a monstrous creature before his eyes. It was a torturous sight, and the darkness within the dark multiverse reeled it in. Devastator, the twisted version of Bruce Wayne, believed that by inflicting the transformation, he had given the people of Metropolis the strength to see through Superman's facade and understand his true nature. In the present, Devastator completed his mission in the Arctic and took the desired technology from the Fortress of Solitude. Flying away with it, he headed toward the location where the Dark Knight needed it to be. Devastator realized the immense power of people's beliefs, something he hadn't fully grasped before. Barbados, the mastermind behind the dark multiverse, had revealed that the belief in Superman's failure could reshape reality. As Devastator flew over Gotham City, Commissioner Gordon looked on in horror, knowing that Devastator was trapped in Barbados' prison. Superman could hear Devastator's words, filled with hate and blame. Devastator accused Superman of deceiving people, making them believe he would always be there for them and save them from their struggles. But that belief, according to Devastator, would ultimately lead to the devastation of the entire world. So that's it, folks. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe if you enjoyed the video. If you're a comic book lover, this is the place to be. So we hope to see you around. Catch you later.